For a lot of law firms today, the front door isn't made of wood and glass anymore. It's digital. And how they answer that door, well, it's being completely transformed by AI. So let's dive right in and see how this tech is shaking up those crucial first moments between a lawyer and a potential new client.
This quote right here gets straight to the heart of the problem. Think about it. If you're in a crisis, the best law firm is simply the one that picks up the phone, right? So every ring that goes to voicemail, that's not just a missed call. That's a potential client literally dialing your competitor right now.
Because that's exactly what it is, a race. When someone needs a lawyer, especially in an emergency, they're not spending hours researching the absolute best firm. Nope, they're looking for the firm that's available right now. In this game, speed and just being there, that's everything. And this is especially true for certain kinds of lawyers, like personal injury or criminal defense. For them, that window of opportunity is just tiny. I mean, after an accident or an arrest, people are frantically searching online, making calls. They want reassurance, and they want it now. If they get your voicemail, they're not waiting for a call back. They're already on to the next name on that search list.
So all this pressure, this constant race, it actually shines a spotlight on a huge inefficiency, something that's just baked into the old way of doing things. There's this massive hidden cost to handling all these calls, this drain on resources that, honestly, most firms just kind of shrug and accept as the cost of doing business. So what exactly is this massive hidden cost? You might think it's, marketing spend, the phone bill? Nah, it's something way more valuable than money. It's time. And not just any time, it's about whose time is getting soaked up and for what.
30%. Just let that number sink in for a second. We're talking about nearly a third of something really important getting thrown away every single month. And here's what that 30% is. It's the amount of a firm's valuable staff hours, paralegals, legal assistants, spent on intake calls with people who will never, ever become paying clients. Maybe they don't have a case or they're just not the right fit. And that is a huge amount of time that could have been spent on, the actual clients who pay the bills. Okay, so this is where the technology swoops in to solve the problem. It's a tool designed specifically to tackle this issue of wasted time and missed opportunities. Think of it like building a new front line for the firm, one that never sleeps, never calls in sick, and never gets tired of answering the same basic questions over and over again. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, it's basically a smart system, an AI chatbot and voice assistant that handles that all-important first contact 24/7. And let's be clear, this isn't about replacing people. It's about giving your paralegals and assistants a superpower, a tool that does all the initial filtering and legwork, so they can focus on the stuff that really matters. And here's how it works in 4 simple steps. First, it gives an instant response, no more waiting. Then it collects the key details, the who, what, where, when. Next, it actually qualifies the lead to see if it's a good fit for the firm. And finally, boom, it handles the scheduling in real time. This whole process takes what used to be a frantic, messy scramble and turns it into this smooth, efficient system. And here's the really cool part. It works everywhere. The key is to meet potential clients wherever they are. So whether they find you on your website, send a message on Facebook or Instagram, or even just send a text, this system is there. It provides that same instant, professional front door on every single channel. You're not going to lose a lead just because they contacted you on social media instead of calling. All right, so the theory sounds great, right? But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through a couple of scenarios, 2 very different, super high-stress situations, to see just how much of a game changer this can be. I mean, just look at the difference here. The old way, you're leaving a voicemail, you're anxiously waiting for a call back. It's just frustrating. The new way, you get an instant chat, you get immediate reassurance, and your appointment is booked on the spot. It is literally the difference between adding more stress to a person's crisis and giving them a clear, immediate solution.
Okay, scenario 1. Picture this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. A family gets that horrible call. A loved one has been arrested. They're panicking. They're Googling criminal defense lawyers. They find your firm. But instead of a voicemail, an AI assistant instantly responds, calmly asks the key questions, and books them an urgent consultation for 8 a.m. Just like that, you've secured a new client while every single one of your competitors is fast asleep.
All right, scenario 2. Someone slips and falls in a big store. They're hurt, they're embarrassed, they're confused. Right there, sitting on the floor, they pull out their phone and find your firm's website. The AI gives them immediate information on what to do next and lets them schedule a free consultation right from the scene. The potential client feels heard and taken care of from the literal first moment of their crisis. So when you step back and look at these examples, you realize this isn't just some fancy new gadget. What we're really looking at is a fundamental shift, a whole new way for law firms to think about and run their entire client intake process. So, what's the result of all this? Well, for starters, you stop losing leads just because it's after hours. Simple as that. Your clients feel taken care of right from the jump, which builds massive trust. Your legal assistants get to save dozens of hours a month, focusing on more important work instead of just screening calls. And the bottom line? Your firm is now effectively always open for business. So, let's leave you with this question. We've just seen how AI can completely redesign a lawyer's front door. And it's not just about being more efficient, right? It's about being more accessible and more reassuring in a moment of need. So, if this can work so powerfully for one of the oldest professions on earth, you have to wonder, which profession is next?